Let's head over to adsmanager.facebook.com and build a Facebook ad together. We're going to be using the 3-2-2 formula. 3 pieces of creative, 2 headlines, 2 descriptions. This is what your screen should look like. Make sure you have the right account selected up here. Then we're going to click on Create, the big green button. Shopify and Facebook play really well together. Not only do you have the Facebook apps for Shopify that help you track data and make sales, but you also have the pixel installed on your website to feed that conversion data back to Facebook. When Facebook sees how many people have purchased, it's like, oh, there's people buying stuff here. This is good. We're going to keep showing it to people. It literally does that. If no conversions are being made, then it's going to stop showing it to the best leads. So let's make our ad as good as it can be so we can start to figure out where in the process we need to make optimizations or changes. Let's click on sales and hit continue. Now, you have the option here to do Advantage Plus shopping campaigns or manual setups. If you are new to this, or if you're not familiar with all the intricacies of how to run a campaign on Facebook, please choose Advantage Plus. We're going to do that today. We're not going to worry about the manual sales campaign. Let's hit continue. Perfect. Now we have to name the campaign. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do us versus them creative meta to Shopify 322. Perfect. We don't need to categorize anything. We're not in any special ad categories, so skip over this. Next, we're going to be going to conversions. We want the conversions to happen on our website and our shop. Now, if you don't have Meta Shop set up, just choose website. But if you also have a Meta Shop and a website set up, you will get more conversions because Meta really wants people to stay on the platform instead of leaving to go to a website to make a purchase. So you will get shown to better audiences, and typically what I found is that you get better conversions. That's why we're going to be doing website and shop. Now, our performance goal is to maximize the number of conversions. We can't change that. That's great. And we have the correct account selected. Now, right here is where your pixel is. If you haven't installed a pixel on your website, I suggest doing that first. Just do a simple YouTube search and figure out how to install the pixel on your Shopify store. It's pretty easy stuff. We want the pixel installed so we can start tracking the data of the people that visit your website. Every time someone visits, the pixel data will capture some of their information and will help us remarket to them. It'll help us find more people like them and give us better data to run better ads in the future. Now, the conversion event that we're looking for is purchase. We don't want them to view or add to cart or even initiate the checkout. We want a full purchase. Those are the people we're trying to go after. Now, if you have a cost per result, you can put it in here, but I'm going to leave it blank because I want to measure and monitor these things, and I don't want to put a number in here that might shoot ourselves in the foot. When you start putting in numbers to cap the amount spent or bid or the cost per result, you can sometimes hurt your learning phase and or make some mistakes in your campaign. So we're going to skip it for now. Audience location needs to be United States. Please don't choose anywhere else for now. Let's just focus on the United States. And you can exclude locations if you want to, but we don't have any set. When it comes to reporting, we don't need to worry about much. Let's go down to budget and schedule and let's set it at $50 a day. That's a great place to start. And then we're also going to set an end date for this ad. We're going to do it 1 week later. So let's go ahead and do that. With budget scheduling, you can choose times to spend more or less money, but I'm not going to worry about it now. I don't think it's that important. We're just going to run ads all the time. All right, perfect. This looks good. The campaign is all set up. Let's hit next so we can go to the ad set screen. Because we are doing Advantage Plus conversion campaigns, we don't have to choose an ad set. We don't have to define the audience. We don't have to get really particular about that. We used to have to, but we don't with Advantage Plus. All we have to do is set up the campaign details and then come over here and fill out the information about our ads. So this is the information for the specific ad that we're going to be running. So let's give it a name. Us versus them, gloss, meta to Shopify test. Perfect. And then we're going to put 322, so I know it's a 322 test, not a partnership ad. Make sure it's coming from the correct Facebook page and Instagram account. That's important. And when it comes to ad setup, you have 3 options. You can create an ad yourself, which I'll show you how to do. I'll also show you how to use an existing post. And then we can also use Creative Hub Mockup. Check this out. When we click on the Creative Hub Mockup, this will pull in some of the ads and other content that you've posted on your channel, and it will give you some variations like some quick cuts and give you some text and some other interesting things. We're not going to worry about this right now. It's easier to edit them on your own and load them up. We're going to choose manual upload, single image or video. Then we're going to scroll down, multi-advertiser ads. I don't really know much about this. We're going to leave it on. I'm going to let Facebook do its thing. We're going to come down here to media and hit add media. We're going to add a video. Now, a lot of these videos I've already uploaded before, and if you haven't uploaded something already to Facebook, click on upload and it will give you the folders that you can pull this stuff from. So I'm going to click on this one and upload it. This is the final video with the text overlay. Then we're going to hit next, and it's fine, just how it is. Check this out. This is the ad that we're running right here, and you can't hear it because the sound's not on. It's a narrated video talking about our product versus their product and testing it on a piece of glass. So then we're going to hit next once I know that I'm happy with it. And we get to the cropping section. We don't need to crop or change the shape of anything. Even though it gives us these big warning symbols like, hey, it's not going to be displayed everywhere. That's okay. Just leave it tall. Let it do its thing. Once you learn what's working and what's not working, then we can make the optimizations. But we don't want to worry about tweaking and making all these different sizes right now. It's just not worth it. For videos, tall is best. For pictures, Instagram size is best. Let's hit next. Now we're into the optimizations. I'm going to leave catalog options on because it could lead to more conversions when you're running conversion campaigns on Meta to your Shopify store. However, there are two other enhancements, and I'm going to leave both of those on too. That's visual touch-ups and text improvements. The text improvements might add captions to make it easier to read and understand, and the visual touch-ups might enhance it in ways that get us better conversions. So let's trust Facebook on this one and hit done. Now we get into the text. Right here, I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to use text previously used. This is where the other part of the 322 campaign comes in. 3 pieces of creative, 2 headlines, 2 descriptions for every single ad. So I'm going to click this one, a brush on clear sealer. And then I'm going to go down here, text used previously. I'm going to add a text option, seal any project. Perfect. Now, if you don't have any previously used options, just type them out. Super easy to do. Now, this is giving me some text generation. We're not going to do any of that right now. We're just going to kind of close that. And then we're going to go into the headlines. We're going to have 2 headline options. And then we are going to have 2 description options. So let's go back up here to the headline, click on text previously used, and then we'll grab one of these. I like these ones that we've written out. They're very helpful and very clear. This one, brush and on seal your project. Perfect. When it comes to the description, we're going to do the same thing. Text previously used. Let's use this one. Post this in the description right here. I probably shouldn't say the word you. I should probably use our customers. Our crafters wanted a waterproof. So, okay, perfect. Let's add another option. Let's go down here. Text previously used. Let's copy this one. Perfect. That'll work just fine. All right. So now we have 1 piece of creative, 2 headlines, and 2 descriptions. Perfect. The call to action is the next thing we want to adjust. Let's click on this and scroll down to shop now, because that's what they're going to be doing. The shopping now. Order now and shop now lead to the highest conversions. So that's what we want to choose. All of our enhancements are turned on. Advantage Plus is looking good. Now we're getting to the website. We need to enter the URL. What page do you want this customer to go to when they click on shop now? So we're going to go over to scorchmarker.com. We're going to click on this main image and it's going to take them to a buy one, get one 50% off. That's the offer that I want them to see. If you have a landing page or a product display page or a different page that you want them to go to, copy the exact URL of it so you can post it into the ad. All right, let's post it in right there. Perfect. And the display link is going to be scorchmarker.com. Perfect. No browser add-ons, nothing crazy. The shop is going to go to the same product. The buy one, get one 50% off, because they might send people to an instant experience to check out in the Meta app versus sending them to the website. I'm going to let Facebook do its thing to find the best people for that. Tracking is all set up the way that it is. We're good to go. What we're going to do next is we're going to hit publish. We want to make sure that all these changes are saved. And then we're going to go back to editing. We're going to duplicate this ad 2 more times so we can put in 3 pieces of creative. Let me show you what I mean. Go over here and click on quick duplicate. This is going to duplicate the ad, and you're going to have it right here. Us versus them with new title. Okay, perfect. What we're going to do is go down here to the media, and we're going to delete it. And then we're going to add a new video. Let's go from our Instagram videos. We're going to pick this one that did really, really well. So similar, but different. Let's hit next. We're going to do the same thing for crop, and all optimizations will be on. So we've changed the creative, but we haven't changed anything else. All of the headlines and descriptions are all exactly the same. Now, I don't suggest making any additional optimizations other than the creative. We first want to discover the winning creative, and then we can start tweaking. Those different levers are changing the headline, the description, the copy, the audience, the type of campaign, etc. Let's just see what creative has the most legs first before we start optimizing, because it is the most important and longest lever. Gives you the most leverage. Shop now is good. Enhancements are good. It's going to the right spot, scorchmarker.com. The URL is looking good. Let's preview it. Yep, I'm happy with that. Perfect. Let's go over here and let's duplicate another one. Us versus them. This one is going to be, will it waterproof? Perfect. We're going to scroll down. We're going to remove the media. We're going to add new media. Let's click add video. And then we're going to click on this one, will it waterproof? Then I want to trim this. So I want it to be just one frame of will it waterproof. And then I want to cut out the canvas section and just go right after the leather. Perfect. This is going to be an 18-second ad. Then we're going to hit next, and I'm going to let Facebook do all of its thing with all the optimizations. Now, I already did put text on this, so we'll see what happens. I'm really curious. But regardless, I think it'll be okay. Our headlines are still looking good. Description's good. One of them is gone now, but that's okay. I'm not super worried about it. We're going to scroll down, make sure everything else is looking good. Fantastic. So now we have 3 pieces of creative. 3 total ads have been created, and each one of those ads has 2 variations of copy. Let's go ahead and hit publish.
Look, running ads to Shopify is cool and all, but where are you going to put the money once you make it? You can't be putting it in one of the big banks. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg, and they really don't care about people like us. I'll make it easier for you. Relay. They're the business banking platform that I use and I love. That's why they're the sponsor of this video. They're literally designed for people like you and me. They're the official Profit First bank. They have all the bells and whistles, on and on and on. I could talk about them for minutes, but I'm not going to because I want to get back to the video. So if you want to set up your business banking just like me, click the link in the description, apply for a free checking account with Relay, and then see why I like them so much. Okay, let's get back to the video.
Now we're back at the ads manager. So how do we check if things are working? Let me show you an example. When we get to this page, we want to look at a couple different things. There's some data points on here that are really, really helpful. For example, the click-through rate. That's one of the ones that I look at first. The click-through rate is the percentage of people that click on your ad after they've seen it. A click-through rate above 2% is fantastic. 5 and 6% is incredible. That means the ad is really engaging and really, really interesting. So people are clicking on it. 6% of the people that see this are clicking on it. That's amazing. The next thing we have to do is look at the conversion data. And because we just started this campaign, we don't have that conversion data. It's actually going to pop up right here in your cost per result. What we want to see is a cost per result as low as possible. In fact, that cost per result needs to be less than your gross profit. You need to be able to afford getting a customer. You still need to be able to make a profit. So let me show you some examples. We're going to go cost per result. See these? Way too high, way too much money. $200, $450, I'm not making any money on those sales. But you can see, like, as we've learned, we've had some campaigns that have gone on for quite some time at $6, $7, $11, $12, $14, $15 per cost per acquisition. That means on this ad right here, it cost me $7 to get a customer to make a purchase. I can make money with that. That's a really decent CPA. And if you look at the ad itself, the click-through rate is above 3%, which is amazing. The cost per 1,000 impressions, or CPM, it's a little high, higher than some of the other ones we've run, but I think that's okay because our cost per acquisition is so low. And we have a good amount of data. We've spent over $3,000 on the campaign, and we've reached 165,000 people, and we've had over 415 website purchases from it. Well, let's look at the ads and see which ones we're doing the best. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of different ad sets. We were testing a bunch of different things. So if we scroll over, you can see which ones have the most purchases. Let's sort by that really quick. All right, so the video that we just used in our new creative got us a lot of sales, the most in fact. So the cost per result was the lowest for this video. And if we keep looking down, you see, oh, this one was a contender, right, of us making the stuff. But the top performers is the creative that we made in the shop, just talking about the product, the stuff that resonated well on social media. When we look at the items that we've created specifically for ads, they did terribly. No purchases. Nobody cares about 50% off. Nobody even knows what the product is. They want to be entertained. And so these ads didn't work. So what I would do is go in here after a day or two, and if I saw this, I would turn off these ads specifically to make sure that we didn't waste any more money on them. And then I'll keep doing this. Now, what we do next is optimize. We use this data to figure out what we need to tweak in our ads to make them better, and we repost them and re-optimize them every couple of weeks or so. For example, we'll look over here and we'll say, oh man, click-through rate of 3%, that's great, but this one had 3.8%. So there was something more interesting and compelling about this one that caused them to click. I'm going to look at the ads themselves. Let's see here if we can view the chart and take a look at the audience data for this ad specifically. All right, so I can see right here that this is mainly for women over the age of 34 that are purchasing and looking at the product. But the biggest one is this age range right here. So if I wanted to make further optimizations, I could speak to this person a little bit better. When I look at the retention graph, you can see right here, and then boom, they drop off right here. So there's a big drop off here, and then there's a big drop off here. So if I wanted to improve this ad, I would look at this retention graph and I would edit the video to fix the pieces, the drop offs on this retention graph. All right, let's go back and look at a different ad so we can have something to compare it to. Let's look at this one right here. Let's view the charts of the second best performer for this. Ooh, interesting. The people that are watching it are much older on this one. Okay. And the retention graph is much more interesting on this one too. Not as much of a drop off here and a much smoother drop off here. That's so interesting. You know, you can set up an audience to remarket to the people who have watched like up to 75% of your video, by the way. There's 4,800 people that have. Those are people that we can remarket to. So once you start advertising and building up your pixel data, you can do some really interesting stuff when it comes to retargeting and marketing, etc. But we have Advantage Plus campaigns set up, so we're good to go. If we look at the per purchase data too, you can see how much it costs to get a customer using this ad. Really, really powerful stuff. So what we want to do is look at the campaigns that are performing. And if they're performing, then we go look at the ads. And depending on what ads are doing the best, those are the ads we want to make variations of and improve or do again or do more of. The best advertisers in the world will do like 40 to 100 ads a week. Granted, they have $1 million budgets and they're putting a lot of money behind it, but I don't want you to worry about that right now. I want you to focus on just getting the campaign set up, looking at the data, measuring them, making sure that they're profitable and making you money. And when you find something that's working, you take that data and you make it even better. And that's it. This is the whole thing. It all revolves around creative. It is absolutely the most important thing in your ad. Creative is everything. The video, the picture, the story, the meat, the content itself is so much more important than anything I've shown you here. So if you just put your focus on creative and you made multiple videos a day and then amplified those videos using this process, you will win. That's it. Just don't waste money like I did. Pay attention to the cost per acquisition. I know this is a very down and dirty way and overly simplistic on how to run Facebook ads, but it doesn't have to be harder than this. It can, you can go down the rabbit hole even further, but to get to a few million a year, like this is all we need to know. We don't need any tricks. There's no little secrets or hacks or shortcuts. It's brute force. It's trial and error. It's creating and testing and optimizing. But we can't get to this point unless we start creating videos and we get our foundation squared away. And that's why we put together the curriculum that we have. Otherwise, you've got this. You know exactly what to do. You have all the tools. You are equipped with all of it. Get out there, test some stuff. Let's amplify what's already working.